All right. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Hudson Public Utilities Commission meeting. Today is Tuesday, October 11th. We are going to start with roll call. Jace?
Hassan?
Here.
Nolan?
Here.
Paul?
Here.
Quorum? Moose? Preisel?
Here.
Rice?
Here.
Great. So we are going to move right on to the approval of the meeting minutes.
Move to approve. This is Joyce.
Thank you, Joyce. And I think I saw Dave moving his lips, but maybe it didn't come through. Is that a second, Dave? Yep.
Second.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you. All right. Old business, discussion possible action on the 2023 water and wastewater budgets. Kip?
Okay, so I did present these last month. You guys just chose to, review them for a month, and then we'll go through them today again. Did get a few calls on the budget and just a couple different items. Nothing major. So I guess kind of what I'll do on the water, we'll start with the water. Like I had said previously, if you go to the last page of the water, let me just see if I can find it here real quick. So it's going to be, hold on, page 27 in your packet. So basically, I kind of just laid it out for everybody so we don't have to go through, 25, 26 pages of numbers that nobody likes to go through and look at. So I just kind of put the note at the end. Our projected revenue for 2023 is $4,426,500. In this budget, I am looking for expenses of $4,605,693, which projects out to be a negative $179,193. If in the budget, if you look at it, and then if you go down at where I'm explaining account number 600, new mains, we're proposing the 400,000 from reserve funds, which we had already talked about for the Lake Malibu water crossing in 2023. So if we do our reserve funds for that, which we'd already discussed, that does leave us a balance of a positive $220,808 on the budget. So, nothing throughout the budget has really changed. It's just, there's a vehicle in there for water. There's obviously, salary adjustments, based off of what the city is going to do, if anything, for salaries, just some subscription costs. We are looking at replacing a printer up here. So just kind of simple things like that. There really wasn't anything. And if you actually go through the budget, it's kind of nice how our budget is actually worked now to where, as I'm going through the budget, I can type notes in there that you guys can see, that everybody can see. So, I'm just kind of looking at one. I mean, our annual census analytic meter reading software, to keep that up to date and to keep our subscriptions up and all that kind of stuff is $30,000. So as I go through the budget, you'll see it in the wastewater too. I kind of put notes in there on what we're actually looking to do under that. So I just felt, at the end of the budget, instead of you guys trying to go through and add and subtract and look everything up, if I just kind of give you that little summary at the end, just shows you right where we're at. So I guess if there is any questions on it, we can go through it. We will need a motion in a second and then a vote on, let's do both of them. So if we want to start with water first, let's start there.
Okay. Let's start. Does anybody have any questions on this? I appreciate the information, Kip.
How much do we have in our reserve fund?
It should be at the end of your cash reports.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Yeah. So if you go down to your cash reports, water right now is about a little over 6 million.
Okay,
So we're in a
And-
good spot.
And wastewaters, we're pushing almost 9 million. But again, let's not forget that one is deceiving because we do have things with the Highway 35 project still in the works.
Mhm.
And we will be starting to make payments as soon as the wastewater treatment plant wraps up. So
Okay.
once that loan closes, then we will be starting to have to make payments on that stuff. So which is in our rates, which we should be fine in. And I actually do include those payments in our budget. But just so you know that the cash reports, just so you know what you're looking at.
thanks. I'll
Any
make
other
the motion to
questions?
approve.
Thank you, Joyce. Do we have a second?
This is Carrie. I'll second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Right.
All right. Motion carries. Thank you. And then that was for water, correct?
That was for water, correct? Yeah.
So then we'll take a motion for wastewater. Were there any questions about wastewater?
And again, I'll just walk through it real quick, Andy, if you don't mind.
Yep, go for it.
So if you go to page 42 of 42, I did the exact same thing. Our projected revenue in wastewater is $3,255,210. We are expensing $3,988,833. So a total projected of a negative $733,623 in the budget. So when I'm going through this, I actually add all of this into the budget, and that's why you see the negative numbers at the bottom of that page. Instead of leaving it out of the budget, I just put it in, and then I did the notes at the end. So the sewer collection system, we're proposing the 600,000 from reserve funds for the jet truck. We're proposing 76,000 from reserve funds for the SCADA upgrade phase B. So we actually did phase A in this year. Phase B is I'm hoping to get that in 23, and then there's actually a phase C. Just tying all of our SCADA back together with our lift stations and different things like that. So that will actually be in 24. But this year I'm proposing 76,000 from there for the SCADA B. And then I'm also proposing 70,000 for a new portable generator for down at the wastewater treatment plant. We are adding, we have added lift stations and different things over the years. The generator that we currently have is actually sitting out in the yard here at the service center right now. They have had it. They were having issues with it starting. We think the generator is from the 60s or 70s is what we're thinking. We really don't know off the top. We can't find a whole lot of records on it. Right now they're having issues with circuit board. It would start, but then it would shut itself off. So the electricians were out either yesterday or today looking at it. It's a circuit board that they're pretty confident that they can get an aftermarket. It's an Onan generator, which Onan isn't even a company anymore, from what I'm understanding. So
They were bought by Cummins.
okay, so yeah, so it's trying to get parts for this thing. I mean, I don't ever plan on getting rid of it, because as long as we can keep it running, it can come in handy, in an emergency situation. So. And then just a note on that, these three items, I did present them as reserve fund items in the 2022 budget, if you remember. But we just haven't got to them in 2022. So that's why I never brought them forward just as a separate proposal to you guys. So that's why I'm bringing them back into the 2023. And then if we do use our reserve funds for the above projects, that would leave us a positive balance of $12,377.
Right. Any questions? Okay. Do we have a motion?
Could we hold off for a year on the truck?
Hold off on the jet truck. It's going to take, okay, so I guess I'll give you an explanation on it right now. We had a company out a couple of weeks ago, did a demo for us on one of the new ones. The thing with the jet truck, it's getting older. I know that there was an email out there, and yeah, we haven't spent a ton of money on maintenance on this thing yet. For one, it's undersized for the community. That truck was bought back when Hudson was, 8,000 people. We've more than doubled the use of that truck. That truck runs from spring until fall. Almost every single day that truck is out doing work. It's undersized for what we need. The tanks, the water tanks that it holds are undersized. It's just an undersized truck for the amount of work that we actually put into it. So with that, getting a new jet truck is anywhere from 8 months to a year once you order it. So the problem that they're having is getting chassis right now. It's just, everybody knows the state of the economy and how things are going and how difficult. You drive by any car dealer and they've got a half a dozen cars sitting on their lot. Nobody can get this stuff. And the same thing is with the bigger trucks like that. So, you're looking at 8 months before we even possibly might see one. So that's going to pretty much be this time next year. If we even order one in 2023, we may get it in 2023. It may be 24. It just depends on the availability of the chassis that are out there. So, I would hate to wait, because even the longer we've been talking about this jet truck for how many years? I mean, it's been, some of you that have been on here for a while. I mean, this is something I've been bringing up for years and years that we need to just step up and do this. They keep getting more expensive, as we know. Right now we're looking at $600,000, all in on a jet truck. A couple of years ago, we probably could have got one for $450. But we waited, and that's fine. But I would just hate to keep pushing this off and waiting, I guess is what I'd hate to see. But that's completely up to you guys.
I think it's important to invest in our equipment to make sure that we've got equipment that is going to be dependable.
The truck has, and I guess just in the last couple of weeks, the truck has been in. There was transmission issues with it. We had to bring it out to wherever the guys bring it. I don't even know where they bring it out, somewhere on exit 4, I think, out there. They had transmission issues with it. It's actually in the shop as we speak right now, getting some work done to the front end of it again. So, it is starting to get to the point, when they looked at when they did an oil change, they did all the kind of stuff on it. The mechanic did tell Joe, the lead operator who brought it out there, Joe Intihar, his words were, quote, "It's getting weak." So, and at this point, it is still worth something. I don't know what it's worth as a trade-in. We either trade it in or we sell it outright. It is still worth something. And it does run, it does work. It's not like we're standing there alongside the road fixing this thing every day. But when we do need it, it is a piece of machinery that we need. And like I said, with it having a value today, to a smaller community, it might just be time to get rid of it. So.
I'll make the motion to approve the budget.
Thanks, Joyce. Do we have a second to approve?
This is Carrie. I'll second.
Thanks, Carrie. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion carries. Thanks, everybody. All right, moving on. 4.1, discussion and possible action of election of officers.
So we do have, this is the time of year where we are looking to elect a new chairperson or re-elect a chairperson, and a vice chairperson. So I can kind of just handle this, Andy, if you want.
That'd be great.
At this time, I guess we'll open it up for any nominations for chairperson.
Andy, are you interested in serving again?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I'll nominate Andy. And one of the reasons is that we still have the wastewater negotiations and contract to do with North Hudson. And Andy is very familiar with the contract language, and I think that it would be important to have him involved in those negotiations.
Okay, so we have a nomination for Andy. Do we have a second on that?
I'll second that.
Okay, so we have a nomination of Andy from Joyce and a second by Pat or David. I'm not sure who jumped in there quicker.
Okay.
Is there any other nominations for chairperson? Any other nominations for chairperson? Going once, twice? Okay, we will need a vote on the election of Andy as chairperson then. So we can just kind of, everybody in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain?
Thanks, everyone.
Okay, Andy, so now, well, then you might as well take the vice chair since you're the chair now. My job is done.
All right, now we are moving on to vice chair. So Pat Nolan, thank you for doing a good job. But we're going to open it up to nomination of either retaining or choosing a new vice chair. So I'll open it up. Anyone like to make a nomination?
I'll nominate Pat again for this next year for vice chair.
I'll second that.
Okay. I'd like to nominate Carrie. I think, Pat, you did a wonderful job, but I think moving forward as we get into these agreements, I think Carrie would bring a nice add to it. So that would be my vote.
I'll second that.
Okay. We got a shootout now.
Any other nominations?
Are both of you willing to serve?
There
Or
you go.
either of you?
Yes.
Would either one of you not like to do it?
That's a good question.
Okay. So I guess, Andy, what we'll do, how do we want to do this?
Paper, X, scissors? I'm just kidding.
Well, it's got to be a vote. So I guess the first nomination was for Pat with a second. That was seconded, correct?
Yep, correct.
Okay. So first nomination is for Pat. So let's do actually a roll call vote, Jace, if you want to roll call vote everybody. So this would be for Pat Nolan for vice chairperson, if we can get a roll call vote on that. And then just let me explain, and then what we'll do, we'll have to have a roll call vote on the nomination of Carrie also.
And we're just giving a yay or
Okay.
a nay, correct?
Yeah, so please don't vote yes for both of them. You guys are gonna have to pick what you're gonna do.
Well,
So,
shouldn't you do the roll call where we just tell you which one we vote for?
okay, that's fine. We can do it that way too. Sure, let's make it easy.
Okay.
So if you
All right,
want
here we
to, so the roll call vote, just please tell us who you would like to see as vice chairperson.
Here we go. Hassan,
Carrie.
Nolan,
I'll vote for Carrie.
Paul,
Carrie,
Paul,
Carrie.
Coram,
Pat.
Kreisel, Dave,
You're on mute. There you go.
Pat.
do we hear from David?
Pat?
Yep, he said Pat.
Okay, and then Rice.
This is really awkward.
It's-
I'll vote for myself. A lot of people don't know that I have a background in financial services, so I'm looking forward to digging into the details.
That's fine. It's
Okay.
just not,
So if I have it right, it was 4-2 for Carrie, correct?
I believe so.
I was on my fingers, so hopefully I got that right. 4-2. So okay, so then vice chair would be Carrie at this point. So okay, that works.
Good deal. All right. Thanks, everybody. We're ready to move on. So now we're moving on to 4.2, Magni Pay App number 28. Kip, did you want to get into that?
Yeah, just making those here. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, so Magni Pay number 28. And as you can tell, we are on payment app number 28, which means that we are 28 months into this project. So, like I had stated earlier, it's gone on way longer than any of us had anticipated. So hopefully, we're still working through, and I apologize. I sound like a broken record again. We're still working through some details here at the end. Just to make sure that we have everything right, to make sure that, the pumps are running the way that we expect them to run, different things like that. So, again, I apologize. It doesn't seem like anything really moves forward on this project. It is. Take my word for it, if you would, please. But it just seems that it just keeps dragging and dragging and dragging. So with that said, Magni Pay App number 28 is in the amount of $41,358.99. SEH has gone through it. They have certified that what they have proposed for payment has been completed. So we would need a motion and a second on pay app number 28 in the amount of $41,358.99.
All right. Do we have any questions? Or would anyone like to move to approve?
So moved.
Thank you,
Second.
Dave. Joyce is a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion carries. Thank you, everybody. All right, let me find my place here. All right, so moving on. Discussion and possible action on change order number 6 for the wastewater treatment plant project.
So change order number 6 is for the composite fencing option that we had chosen down at the wastewater treatment plant at a cost of $105,196.35. This change also adds 56 additional days to the project completion. Sorry. Well, it's coming next week, and it's going to take them a little bit to get it in. And it's also included in this are the gates that we're having down there. The gates that we have are larger than just your standard gates. So they have to be custom built, and they will not be, we're hoping that they're going to be ready sooner, but they're thinking realistically that the gates for down there would be installed this spring. But we're doing the change order now on this. We did get the total price of this change order. I believe that it does include a credit of $34,625, which is from the base bid that was applied. When the project was bid out, it was $35,000 or right around $35,000 for chain link with the barbed wire. We chose not to go that route. We wanted to go with the better looking fence, the Trex composite fencing, which is really going to dress that area up down there and make it look, nice when people are coming to town and different things like that. So it does include that. But yeah, so this change order is for $105,196.35. It does fall into our contingency. So we are still fine on our contingency funds. So yeah, we're just looking for a change order number 6 approval.
Do we have a motion to approve the change order?
So moved.
Thank you, Pat. Do you have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Carrie. All in favor?
I have a question quick.
Yeah, Dave.
Kip, I don't know if I missed it. What kind of warranty does this fence have on it?
Just looking at that.
Oh, I'd have to go back through the paperwork, David. I'm guessing it's probably a year or two. I don't know if I can find it real quickly here.
Thing with the gates and the mechanicals on the gates?
Yeah, I would have to go through. Just kind of looking through their real little notes.
Yeah, I can't find it.
I can double check on it. I'm guessing it's just a standard warranty, like you would get with any other fence that you purchase. I'm guessing if we set a rock through it, that's probably not going to be covered, with the lawnmowers or something along that line, but I can double check on it and then I can just email you if that's fine.
Or how much wind it'll handle too.
Yeah, I mean, that's what these guys do. They were on site. They took measurements, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm not real worried about, the condition of it or anything like that. That is a good question though, David, just for, if it starts to fade out or something along that line. So I can definitely double check on that.
Then was the gate included in the original cost of the project?
In the base bid?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, we actually added a gate on the south end. If you remember, during the Highway 35 project, we need trucks. We need trucks that can get in and out of there on a daily basis, because they have to haul the sludge out and things like that. So we opened up the south end of the project. So when when Highway 35 was being worked on in front of the treatment plant, the trucks could still get in. So we actually we're leaving that there. Just so if we run into any issues, if the gate breaks down, for example, at least we have a manual gate at the south end that we can still use. And then we also added a gate on the north end, so the guys can get in there with the boom trucks and things like that if they need to get pumps in and out and stuff like that. So we did add a little bit to it, based off of what the original bid was. So
okay.
So Kip, along with questions to ask the contractor, can you find out not just the warranty of the fence, but maybe if they offer a craftsmanship warranty as well?
I can check.
Okay. Yeah, I don't see anything in here about that. Would you guys like to proceed with a vote, or should we wait until we hear back about the warranty? Is that going to change it for you, Dave?
It's just a lot. It's 3 times the amount we originally thought we were going to spend. We didn't know what steel is going to last us and things like that. I'm just worried about, is this going to give us a 10-year fence? Is this going to give us a 20-year fence? When that steel fence has been down there for how long?
Have you looked at it?
No, I know it's beat up. I completely understand. It doesn't say hello Hudson very well, but it's, again, $132,000 for a fence.
Well, it is. Yeah, it is. It's 780 lineal feet.
Correct.
So it covers a pretty good area.
So how quickly are you trying to get this thing turned around? Obviously, we got it on the agenda now, but is this kind of like we got to get this thing in there and get moving? Are we trying to have this done before winter?
Let's back up. So you guys had already approved at previous meetings this fence. So it's already been ordered. It's going to be here next week. This is just the official approval of the change order. You approve the fence, but now you approve the change order.
Further questions, comments?
Does that make sense?
Yes. Anyone?
Gary, you're muted.
Sorry, it sounds like we need to move forward on this so that we don't hold anything up. I do remember that meeting where we saw representations of the different styles.
And I actually seen the fence, they had samples when they were down there. I mean, this is that. Oh, here, let me try to, where is it? There. Yeah, it's about that thick. It's a good thick composite fence. Not that I'm a fence guy, but
I must have missed that.
What was that, Dave?
I must have missed that meeting.
Yeah.
It will look much nicer. I hate to spend that kind of money on a fence, but I agree that having the treatment plant look nice, since this is what people are seeing when they enter Hudson. That's important.
yeah, because if you remember, you guys looked at the fence, you picked the colors, or we all did, kind of decided on the color. And then this actually had to go to planning commission for approval, just because it is in that waterway scenery thing and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, this has been in the works for months, actually.
Here's another weird question too, and I don't know how much of it was talked about in the past, but from a safety concerns standpoint, if somebody got behind that big fence, would you see them?
I'm actually having cameras installed down there, David.
Okay.
Yep. We have our camera system up here at the service center now, or we've always had the camera.
Yeah.
We've had cameras installed out at well 10, which is, kind of a remote area where we've had a lot of issues out there with tagging. We've caught parkers out there, hanging out, different things. And I actually have it in the works already to have cameras installed down at the wastewater treatment plant.
Perfect.
It's just going to be a couple of them just so we can kind of keep an eye on it. If somebody does break in and, or does damage or anything like that, at least we hopefully can grab a record, for the police and different things like that. But yeah, we are having cameras installed too down. So
Sounds good. Thank you.
Okay. So we are going to looking for a motion to approve here. And then Kip, if you could please get back to us just whenever they respond to you as far as
I'll just shoot you guys an email. Sure.
That would be appreciated.
Didn't we already have a motion in the second?
No, not on the,
No, this?
I don't think so because
Okay.
Dave had a question. We were starting it, but he had a question.
Oh, okay.
So, motion to approve.
So moved.
Carrie, thank you. Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Joyce. All in favor, or excuse me, any opposed? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Here we go. Motion carries. Thanks, guys. All right, so disconnection and possible action on SEH's proposal for extended services at the wastewater treatment project.
So in your packet, SEH has actually, they're proposed to change in their contract amount. Their original contract was on December 8th, 2021. It was for $1,600,311.18. As I've talked about and we've discussed that, this project is going on and on and on. It was supposed to be an 18-month project. As you can see through pay app number 28, we're already at least 28 months is how this is going. So with that, SEH is looking for to change their contract amount of $37,240, which would make a new revised contract amount of $1,637,551.18. They've been down there every day, pretty much every day throughout this entire project. We didn't anticipate this thing going on and on and on and on. It has. According to their, it's been 27 months is what SEH is saying. They are looking, for the extra work that they've been, having to be down there and different things like that. I know Andy and I talked about this and I guess just kind of a side note, while they were down there, we actually did a bunch of work with them. We do have mercury variances that we have to meet every year or every so often down there, which is, contacting your dental offices and different things like that. So we sample for mercury. There's a mercury mitigation plan that we have to do. SEH was very helpful in working on that while they were down there, and we never saw a bill on it. The other thing that they did is we just received our permit for our new revised permit for down at the wastewater treatment plant. And they were invaluable helping Joe and I walk through that permit with different questions back to the DNR, back to the EPA and different things like that. So they kind of, they filtered a lot of that stuff in while they were down there. And we never seen a bill for any of that. So they have done work way above and beyond, just the wastewater treatment plant type stuff, which is helped us immensely. So I guess I don't have an issue with the, asking for the additional funds, just based off of the time that the additional time that they've been down there, and with the services that they're kind of providing in the background for us type things. So I guess if there's any questions on that,
Does this fit into our contingency?
this fits
budget?
into our contingency, correct? Yes.
Okay. Move to
Are they
approve.
going to be watching over the fence and gate installations at all?
Yeah. Yep. They're going to be down there. They'll be there till the end. Yep. They'll be there till the end.
Okay.
So
They're
we
not
already
gonna
have-
ask for more again, are they? Kept,
Their original amount, David, was 80 some thousand.
I know.
And I told them absolutely not. They needed to bring that way down. So I don't anticipate, I think they're very well aware that this is it. So I don't anticipate anymore.
make a motion to approve the payment of $37,240 STH over and
Thanks,
above
Dave.
the contract.
Do we have a second on that?
Second.
Thank you, Carrie. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right, motion carries. Thank you, everybody. Go back up here quick. All right, moving on. So project status report.
Again, sorry. Nothing's really changed from the last one. So it's just for information only.
Okay.
Well, hopefully one of these days I'm going to get off that 95% completion. We move it up to 99 or 100. So.
That'd be nice. Wastewater treatment plant construction summary.
So yeah, in the packet, you've got your September construction summary. They completed most of the, you can see, again, they're finishing, they're doing punch list items. So, they're doing bolts, changing bolts, maybe moving stuff around, different things like that. So it's not really anything dramatic that you're going to see. They completed most of the finished grading, black dirt, grass seeding, hydro mulching. And then they'll also come back and touch that up after the fence is replaced. The fence is scheduled for the week of October 17th. And the second of the 3 wastewater pumps was installed and started up in building 1. So we have one more that has to be installed down there yet. And they're just continuing on their punch list items right now. So.
Great. Did anybody have any questions for Kip on the construction summary? Awesome. Sewer utility and water utility cost reports.
Oh, payables, Andy, sorry. Oh, sorry. I'm skipping ahead here. So yeah, your cash reports are in there. I know we had mentioned them earlier. So those are just for information only.
Okay. Now we're at payables. Discussion and possible action on claims.
Move to approve.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Thanks, Pat. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Thanks, everybody. And we have reached adjournment. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
Move to adjourn.
Second.
Thank you. Thank you, Joyce. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it. Have a great
Have a good
night.
night.
See ya.
Good night, everyone.